Please get ready for a dictation from page 10 of Hindustan Times, dated 19th April 2020. 5 seconds. Start. At a press conference on Thursday, Congress Member of Parliament and former party president Rahul Gandhi spoke about the coronavirus pandemic and India's efforts to tackle it, keeping aside the substance of his intervention. For now, the most important point that Gandhi made was this was not a moment to fight. He underlined that he had many differences with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but this was not the time to get into these. Instead, it was the time to unite and fight a common enemy, the virus. Gandhi's statement echoes the general tone adopted by opposition leaders across the spectrum. Congress President Sonia Gandhi, on the morning of April 14, before the PM announced the extension of the lockdown, gave a speech thanking healthcare workers and those providing services in these times. Chief ministers who are in the front line of the battle have had a similar approach. They have demands and grievances. They would like the center to do more, but at the core of it, they have been collaborative and have let Modi take the lead and the center determine the broad policy line despite health being a state subject. To be fair, this has also been the approach of the leadership of the ruling party and the central government. Bharatiya Janata Party President J.P. Nadda thanked Sonia Gandhi for her speech and inquired about her health. Modi has now had 3 separate video conferences with chief ministers, the last one spanning over 4 hours, where he has carefully listened to their interventions. And in his public speeches, he has repeatedly acknowledged the role of all state governments in this battle against the pandemic. To be sure, there may be underlying differences in approach, but it is important to note that this is a rare moment in democracy, which is otherwise marked by constant arguments, rancor, squabble, battles, and bitter contestations. The gravity of the crisis is such that notwithstanding the barbs exchanged every day by the social media warriors of differing persuasions on Twitter, there is a spirit of cooperation that is unprecedented in recent times. This then brings us to what the role of the opposition should be. In normal times, in any democracy, especially in a parliamentary democracy like India, the opposition's job is to ruthlessly critique the government, point to gaps in each policy decision, speak up for those who are not being heard in decision making, mobilize both grassroots and elite opinion against the ruling dispensation, and eventually, through elections, displace the party in power and win a democratic mandate. But in exceptional times, such as these, the role of the opposition changes somewhat. It has to begin with the premise that the government's intent is noble that even if there is political rivalry, those who are exercising state power want to help the country overcome the challenge posed by the pandemic. This faith in intent has to be supplemented by cooperation, for it is only when the political class, in a united manner, takes on a challenge across federal units that there can be a commonality in the action plan and the implementation of it. This has indeed happened. The opposition has supported the lockdown announced by the PM. There is also a broad consensus about the methods to be adopted to battle the pandemic, from testing to identifying hotspots and containment zones, from the importance of social distancing to increasing isolation and quarantine facilities, from providing relief to the poor to redressing the economic slowdown. Stop.